This was 2 years ago. At the time, I was absolutely crushed by schoolwork and my extracurricular commitments in university. Every day, I would obsess about classes every minute of the day. I volunteered in the early evening and tried to finish a mountain of homework and chores at night. I never took breaks. One night, I began to panic about whether I was going to lose control over everything. It came completely out of nowhere. I was doing the dishes when I was crushed by a tidal wave of nervousness, disconnected from anything. Thoughts swam around in there. Things like, I can't juggle any of this, and I haven't called my parents in months. They were mushy thoughts, just puppets of my fear and rumination. I gave up on dishes and tried going to bed early, but couldn't get any sleep. I thought it would pass, but it didn't get any better. Instead, the next day the same experience overwhelmed me during class. I couldn't pay any attention during a lecture. The professor was talking, but I couldn't make out what she was saying, because I was trapped in my head. My heart was pounding so hard, I thought I would have a heart attack, and my breathing was choppy and heavy. The students next to me seemed to be staring at me like I was a freak, and I felt horrible and ashamed. I almost ran out of class. I went to the washroom to try to seize some control. I felt terrified by my own feelings and behaviors. After that day, things slipped wildly out of order. I skipped every single lecture. I spent all my time lying in bed, thinking about how I had no control over anything. I'd had a partner, but I decided to break up with them. I could not bear to see anybody. When we met briefly, I avoided them in the hall. My thinking was entirely flooded by worries that bombarded me at all times. Could I salvage anything in school or in my personal life? Was I able to hack it at university, or was I just completely incapable of being there? Should I drop all of my extracurriculars, sports, my contribution to the school newspaper? These were all valued pursuits, and it burned in my gut to think of losing them due to this war inside. I was always crying when I was alone, yet there was nothing even going on that should make me cry. Ultimately, this went on for months. My fears and anxiety never subsided a bit. Increasingly, I felt as though I was a useless student, a useless friend, a useless athlete. The only friend I kept in contact with noticed that I had lost dozens of pounds, and that I had visibly been losing sleep. I wasn't sure if that was just because I was so zoned from being chronically anxious, or obliterated by merciless insomnia. I think he realized something was dreadfully wrong, but was too scared to ask. I never had a break from the battles with my anxiety, but nobody seemed to understand at all. I just wanted to get back to feeling like a human being. In the end, my friend suggested that it was important that I see a psychologist. I ended up going to a school counseling service and started getting help. Hello, everyone. This is an experience that is felt by students on campuses everywhere. Anxiety is a common condition that affects people all over the world. Anxiety can be understood as a generalization of the body and mind's fight or flight response, which is our defense against environmental dangers. Think about the symptoms of anxiety: a fast heart rate, muscle tension, a racing mind. This helps us when we're encountering a bear. It is less helpful when we are chronically stressed by schoolwork or work commitments. A little anxiety can be helpful. If anxiety is very low leading up to an exam, one might not study as hard, and therefore underperform. If anxiety is very high leading up to an exam, however, one might struggle to focus as the anxiety becomes distracting and all-encompassing. This isn't helpful, and may mean that it is time to seek support. If you have a friend who may be experiencing anxiety, it is important to engage with them and treat their feelings seriously. One important ingredient is active listening, which means showing empathy for someone's difficulties, never minimizing the importance of their experiences, and giving 100% of your attention to them while they tell their story. It also means asking, how can I help, rather than insisting that they seek help or follow your advice. University campuses frequently establish a number of services that can help you or a friend in need with these sorts of difficulties. Some of these services are also available if you're not a student at a university. You do not have to feel alone if you are experiencing these problems, and do not have to feel alone in supporting others. You can consult your university's homepage to find services such as phone or in-person counseling run by professionals who are specially trained to offer support to people experiencing anxiety or other issues. Furthermore, there are many services that offer free help to people who need someone to really listen. DistressCenter.com, which I'll be providing a link for at the end of the video, offers a 24-hour crisis line, a confidential chat service accessible over the internet, and a 24-hour email service. Partners for Mental Health, also linked at the end, have provided links to resources for individual Canadian provinces. In the United States, HealthyPlace.com have also offered a list of state-based resources. Thank you for your attention and for considering this message. If you would like this video or subscribe for future uploads, this is very helpful to the distribution of this message. Please also comment below if you have thoughts or responses that you would like to offer. Additionally, if you would like to dislike the video, that's also actually very helpful. You don't need to flatter my feelings by giving a like that you don't intend. All forms of criticism are very helpful this time. Thank you.